Yeah, good evening, everyone. Uh, Let me quickly share what are the changes we made. So, right, as all of you know, we have mainly four algos, four strategies as on today. The first two, right, Spectrum and Prism, these strategies are mainly for scalping. Spectrum is to run during the morning hours, and generally Prism is for overnight hours. So both will write whether market is, as long as market is not completely flat. If market is little moving some small movements also, we can make profits with Spectrum and also with Prism. These are the two strategies, and then we have other two strategies which are momentum and quantum, which are basically for trending markets. That means if there is a good news or bad news in the market, if we foresee a big moves, right? Whether ES or NQ or whatever it is, if we see that there can be a major moves after an event, immediately we can use momentum and quantum, which are mainly for bigger, right? With one contract, we may make few $1,000 with momentum and quantum. Those are our trending market algos. These are right whether these work in range and also they work in the trending. But here scalping both the Spectrum and also Prism, they are they will take small profits multiple times, whereas momentum and quantum will take one big profit within one trade. So uh, when if we are using with Apex type of prop firms, sometimes they also deduct the commissions, right? Whatever profits we make from that profit, right? Again, they are not charging to our card, but from that profit they will also see how many trades we are making. Based on that, they will deduct some commissions charged from that profit. So right, these small algos, if we are taking too many trades, sometimes those commissions can be expensive. But if we are using momentum and quantum, if there is a good event today or a good trending day, then with one trade we can complete one evaluation account. That is the advantage with these algos. So we'll go one by one, right? First thing, we know that Spectrum is our top one algo, top one strategy, which will be mainly taking profits on every candle. So one major change which we made is, one is we added more information here. So you know that, okay, which strategy, right? What is the account name you are connected? Which, right? Because sometimes you connect to we think like we connected to a Apex account, but we might have connected to simulation account, right? There are many users who are doing this. They complete all the evaluation target and then they see that they did it on a sim account rather than an Apex account. So that's why the screen shows, right, which account you did it, and then what is strategy enabled time, and then which candles we need to use, right? For this particular Spectrum strategy, generally we need to right, go with, I think there is a typo here. We'll ask you need to fix it, but generally we will use 5 minutes Heikenaishi candles. If there is a big trend, then we'll use 15-minute Heikenaishi candles. Then the strategy timings. Uh, so that is one more area where most of the users are making a mistake, or by enabling those trading hour charts, they are having issues. So what we did is, once you import the files, right? Once we send this version, you import the files. Then you have to right click on the strategies. Let us say you will remove it. And then once you add it, now you have enable session. That means you can give time, right? For example, if I want this, I'll go to trade between 6 central, right? I am in central. So it will look at our laptop timings. For example, if I want this Spectrum algo to run between 6 to 11, right? I can just give that time here, right? You don't need to go and create trading hours, attach it to the chart, right? A lot of users are making mistakes there. So you can enable the session, or if I want this to run between 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock overnight, I can just give that time and enable the session. So the algo will take all the trades. And then before sleeping, what I'll do, I'll change it to tomorrow morning 6 to 11. That's it, right? That is the one change. where you can give what is the start time, what is the end time, and then you can enable the session. Then we already have this target profit where you right generally give 40 for NQ and 80 for 80 as stop loss for other tickers. So this was already there. And then this exit on session close is also by default it is enabled. Only thing you need to do is you need to just put the time based on your local time, right? You look at the Excel. For example, if it says, let us say it says 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. EST. That means it is 7 to 9:30 p.m. CST. So what I will do is I will go here and then I will change 7 is like 19 hours. So 10:30 p.m. is like 9:30 p.m. So I'll say because I am in central region, I will change it to that particular time zone, and then I will enable the session. Right, everything else is same. I'll just enable it, and then whichever account you want it to run, whether you want Apex or whatever you want, you will use that particular thing, and then basically you will say apply, okay, and then it will start taking the trades in that account, right? Is it clear, or anyone having any questions on this particular change? Let me enable the chat window. Mm, right, so this is the change to the our spectrum algo where we are entering a time. Whenever you enable the strategy, you can give a time that okay, from this time to this time I want my algo to execute. Whenever you are going to sleep, you will again change it. Once this time is over, 9:30 is over, before sleeping I will say that okay, from 5 to 10 central I want this algo to be executed. Then it will basically start taking trades during that time. Everything else is same. You will give the TPs and stop loss based on whatever we have in the Excel sheet. You will give those values, then you will say okay, right? Then it will start getting executed. Yeah, it is HHMMSS, right? I think, yeah. If you don't provide any values, then basically it will trade throughout the day. Right, yeah, that format is HHMMSS. Yeah, I think I missed out 10 there. Right, but basically, yeah, you see that HHMMSS. So you will give 2 digits per hours, 2 digits per minutes, and then 2 digits per seconds. So if you don't enable the session, then basically the algo will keep on running. If you want it to be only running during a specific time, then it will look for this time and it will run based on your laptop time. So you don't put this default hours, right? These hours are for EST. So if you are in PST, you will reduce by 3 hours. If you are in CST, you will reduce by 1 hour. I hope that the change is clear for everyone. Any other questions? If you use the trading hour option, basically this whatever you set here, this will take more preference over the trading hours. You can change the order quantity later. For now, you can write if you are doing with micros, you can change the quantity. But if you are doing with minis, just uh, keep it one as the quantity. Yeah, you can still provide time through trading hours. Then you just disable the session. Uh, this time it should be, yeah, HHMMSS. Yeah, the session gets closed automatically when the hours are over. You can leave the bars required to trade it too. Yeah, by default, you can keep it at two, right? If you're doing manual trading, if you see some very good setup, that is where we may have to modify. Otherwise, just leave the bars to be two, right? Leave them as default. So many users are trying to make some changes here. So that is also creating some issues for them. It will exit all the positions after the end time. Right. Yeah. Generally, whenever volume is less, 5 minutes is the best one. Non-US hours, 5 minutes is the best time frame. When you have a major news, then 15 minutes is better. But otherwise, generally 5 minutes for Spectrum is the best one. Uh, yeah, you can add. Right. Let's go to the next algo. Right. I hope everyone clear with what is the change we made in the Spectrum. Mainly, you can add the session timings here itself, so you don't need to create multiple charts, and you can, right, when you're doing in evening, you will put it to evening slot. When you're doing in morning, you will say okay, from 6 to 10, 6 to 11, whatever is the time, you will put it, and based on the ticker, if it is NQ, you will put the stop loss and targets. If it is ES or whatever it is, based on that you will do, and then you will enable the algo. Everything else is enabled by default, so you don't need to worry about closing the positions. At the end of the day, they will automatically get closed. And if you want to uh, change the positions, right? For example, you're instead of mini, you want to taking on micros, then you can change the default quantity to, for example, you want to do four MNQs, four micros. Then you will put the quantity as four. So whenever it takes a buy or sell, it will use four as the uh, four as the quantity. Otherwise, if you set a strategy, then strategy basically takes one on the long or one on the short. Right? So that is number one. Now let's remove this strategy and let's go to the second one, which is our prism strategy, right? Which is another scalping strategy. So in the prism, the major changes we made, one is you can set the timings, right? Again, we know that prism is generally good for overnight hours, right? Because overnight you don't generally have 90% of the time you don't have a sudden news or sudden volatility or some Fed speakers talking. Right, today we saw that market was going down, suddenly some Fed speaker gave mentioned something, suddenly market went up, it hit the stop loss. Right, you don't have such type of issues during Europe market. Right, once the London market opens, we don't have such type of risks. So generally it will go in one direction most of the time. But the problem is, right, yesterday also it made gains, but because we enabled the trail stop loss or stop loss, it hit the stop loss and it met the targets with ES or NQ. So that's what we did is we kept the target profit and stop loss now, and you can just enable target profit, right? Don't have the stop loss, because it automatically, if it sees that it is going in the other direction, immediately it will take the other side. So you don't need to worry about uh, checking the stop loss thing. You will just put okay, I am fine with 40 ticks, or right, for NQ maybe even 60 ticks. Right, with this strategy you can give 60 ticks and you can just uncheck the stop loss. So this is our, for example, central time, I want it from 2:30. From 2:30 it should start taking the trades, right? London market opens somewhere around this time, and until, let us say, I want it to be completed by 7, because sometimes you have these events at 7:30 central. You don't want to take any risk. You can close the trading by that time. So again, NQ is the main ticker we will use, and most of the times we will make gains in the London hours. as long as you don't enable the stop loss. You have the target profit. So even if it goes down, immediately it takes the other side, short side, and it makes profit. If it is going again back long, it will take the long. And but you don't, generally you don't have a lot of volatility during non-US hours. It will just keep going up or keep going down unless there is sudden news from somewhere. If you have sudden news, immediately it takes the other side direction. So again, we will be mainly using 5 minutes, right? 5 minute Heikenhashi for the Prism also. And then you set the target profit. There is no stop loss, and you will define the time. So if you are in PST, you will define the time accordingly. If you are in CST, I want to run between 2:30 to 7. I will use the timing, and then that's it. You will enable the strategy, and the session on close is already by default enabled. You will say apply, okay. Then the strategy will start, right? It will show that, okay, you are starting from so and so time. This is the ending time, and these are the candles you need to use. It will show all that information to you. So any questions on the Prism? Now for Spectrum, we are enabling the stop loss, right? Because Spectrum generally we run in the morning hours, right? Either you run it until 10:30, and then again you start in the morning, because that is where you can have huge volatility, sudden moves. So we want to make sure we have stop loss enabled. But generally during non-US hours, during London market, it will be generally one way. 90% of the time it will just keep going up or keep coming down. So we don't need to put a stop loss, just enable a target profit. And by the time we get up, we see some gains. So again, right? Anyway, you all are getting it for free this month. So for 2-3 days, just run it on SIM account or run with MNQs. And once you start seeing gains, and you can also do, right? You can do back testing, and then you can yeah, we can run Prism also for day hours, but night time it is much more preferred, because you don't have volatility, and you can make fixed gains every day, $100, $150 by the time you get up. Mainly with NQ, we can also use ES, and but sometimes ES will be choppy, right? Today it was very choppy. So that's why NQ is the best one, because whenever NQ moves, it gives a good move, right? Minimum it moves 10 to 20 points. 10 to 20 points is minimum. It generally moves 80 ticks or 100 ticks. But again, we want to be on a safer side. So we will just stick to 60 ticks as a target. So again, suggested time frame is 2:30 Central, which is like 3:30 Eastern. So you will again in the Excel, right? I'll be sharing all that information again. But suggested time frame is 2:30 Central to 7 Central. During that time, we'll be running this Prism algo mainly on NQ. Right? Again, for 1 or 2 days, just to use SIM accounts, also run with ES. ES sometimes will give gain, sometimes it will be very choppy. So with ES, you have to just give 20 ticks or maximum 20 ticks as the target. Right? You don't need to put any stop loss, but you will give target as 20 ticks for ES, whereas we can give 60 ticks as a target for NQ. Hope that is clear for everyone. It takes the reverse trade only when it closes a long, it takes the short. NQ is good for both Prism and Spectrum. So sometimes ES will move very slow or very choppy, whereas NQ, because we have this TP feature, right? Because we have the target profit and stop loss feature, now NQ became our favorite. Earlier, right, NQ, the problem is suddenly it goes up, suddenly comes down, it goes from buy to sell. But now whenever it has a buy, it will minimum move some 10 points up. So you make profit. Whenever there is a sell, it will minimum go 10 points, 15 points, 20 points down. So we are just taking 10 or 15 points as our target, we will make profit. So that's why we prefer NQ is our number one candidate for both Prism and also for Spectrum bots. Right, again, Prism or Spectrum, they immediately take the reverse direction. Right, if something is going down, immediately they take a, if it is on long, they take a short. So maybe that you may incur some loss, but immediately if it is because of some news, let us say it is going down, but immediately next 4 5 candles, 6 candles, it will keep on going down. So you can make profits on the other side. Prism is not good for GC and CL because GC CL they move very slow. So, but again, if you want to do back testing, right, what you can do, you go here, go to new strategy analyzer. Now I will go to Ninja Trader, Ninja Script, right choice, strategies. Then let's do for Prism. So Prism, right, I want to run it from 2:30 to 7 o'clock. I want my target profit as 60 ticks for NQ. Right, I am not giving any stop loss, right, because it may go down, but again it will come up. So I want to just avoid taking those stop loss. And then I want to select NQ as my instrument. And I want Kaikanashi 5 minute candle. Let's just run for, right, just last 1 month. There is no break at end of the day. So you can see that approximately 74 75% success, right? We on average 22,000 just for one contract. But again, right, because it is Heikenaishi, let us just take $2,000, right? Let us only take 10% of it. Even that is a good profit. Your average winning trade is $273. Your losing trade average is $85, right? Your profit factor is 9.33. That means for every $1 we are risking, we can make around $9. So that is the advantage because you don't have these sudden news and sudden too much volatility, too much of, generally it keeps on moving up or keeps on going down. Right, again, 1 or 2 days, just continue to do it on a sim account. And once you or right, you can just open the chart for last 10 days, 15 days, and see that okay, from this time to this time, if I enabled NQ, how many times I would have made profits. Or if I used ES, right, let us run with ES. It approximately 61% success, 56.7 on long, 65%, approximately 8,000, which is approximately 800, right? Even if we take only 10%, it is approximately 800 to $1,000 at the end of the month. Like that, you can, right? You can run it for different tickers, but NQ is the number one, right? Other tickers also will make profits, right? But NQ will give best profits compared to anything else. So we can also run for GC. GC, the problem is whenever it runs quickly. When otherwise, it will be very slow and very choppy. So you have approximately 55% success with the gold. And with crude oil, you have approximately 17,000 or 58% success. So NQ has over 70%, which is very very good. So that's why our number one priority is NQ. Otherwise, then you can take ES or something else, EMD or Russell or those things. But NQ is the best candidate for both Prism and Spectrum. You can do the same thing for Spectrum also. You can run, right. For example, from this time to this time, right? Let us say I want to run from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock Central Time, because I am in Central, because it looks at my laptop timing. I am running from 5 to, so right. Even if you put a zero, it will basically change it. So let us say I want to use 40 and 80 as my target and stop loss for NQ. Right? This is giving approximately 83% success. Right. So Spectrum is our number one strategy. Right now, Prism for overnight is our number two strategy. So like that, you can right, you can explore different time frames. You can see like, okay, if I do from 5:30 to 10:30, or if I do from 4:30 to 11 o'clock. So in that way, right, because we don't want all of us to exactly open, right? For evaluation it is fine. For performance we want it to be little different, make some little tweaks. So that's why every time I suggest you to explore the tool, make some tweaks, make some changes, right? Instead of 40, you may put 45. Instead of 80, you may put 85, right? So that each one we are using our own intelligence and doing some semi-automated bots, right? So I hope you can see the potential with the Spectrum, right? The Spectrum gives nearly above 75% with any trade, because we are okay, happy with a small target, taking a bigger risk, and whenever it gives a buy or sell, definitely it will move that much. More than 71% with ES. Like that you see with EMD or RTY or YM, you will generally see over 70% success. So that's why Spectrum is our number one, and then Prism is our number two. I hope everyone is clear. Yeah, these updated versions I will, right after this meeting, I'll upload them in the Google Drive. Right. Uh, if you are back testing, make sure you are using Heikinashi. If you are back testing with the normal minutes, you may see different calculations. Yeah, all these strategies will end at the end of the day. They will close the positions. Hmm, okay, Ramesh, you are saying, oh, what is your comment? Let me see. Right. Initially, you use the same parameters, right? To complete your evaluation and all these things, you can use the exact same parameters. But you can also explore in meantime and try to find out other timings or other parameters, other tickers. In that way, yeah, I'll be updating the spreadsheet and sending it. Uh, so back testing, basically you go to the control center and then you click on new, click on strategy analyzer. Once you do that, you will come to this page. In that page you have to select back testing, and then you have to go to this Ninja Trader. You will have all your scripts, all your algos. Then whichever algo you want to test, you will select that and you will run that particular algo. So spectrum, I think Ramesh is saying. Uh, so for example, let us take only for today spectrum result or NQ result. It generally for back testing, right? Today's data will not be immediately available. So after one day, you can run the back test for 93294, right? Whatever information, whatever all the trades happen today, back test the software will not have all that information. So you can run from maybe if you want, you can run from okay 28th to 904. Right? Like that you can, but even if you select today's date, it may not exactly give the proper trades for today. Right, that's about how to backtest it. But let's go back to our third algo. I hope everyone is clear with the first one is spectrum, the second one is prism. First one is to run during the day, second one is mainly to run during the night. Then we have the third one, which is the momentum, right? Again, momentum also you have start time, you have end time, and also we have target and right stop loss, right? Especially we have tickers like this heating oil or natural gas, right? Where even though they move very slow, even if they move little bit, also we make $100 to $200, right? For example, let us select heating oil. Again, you can use momentum also, right? Generally, it used to be swing, but even if you want, you can also use this. But instead of 40 ticks, you can make 80 ticks and the stop loss as 120, because if momentum is giving a buy, that means generally you have a higher potential. Minimum NQ will move 20 points up. So you will say apply. Okay. And you have to enable this. So again, it's mainly 5 minutes for day trading, 15 minutes for swing. And what is the start time, what is the end time, which is preferred. You have all that information here. And if you want to duplicate and let us say I want to run it for heating oil, right? Heating oil makes huge profits. So if I go to strategies, then use momentum and use some, right? We'll give you ticks for all these things. But let's say you give those values. But whenever they do get a buy or sell, then generally they move up. Or whenever it gives a sell, generally they go down. So you generally have a bigger moves with the natural gas or so. For example, natural gas, it is like $10,000 for one tick. So we can use momentum bot whenever there is a negative right downtrend momentum. You can make right even though it is only 10 ticks or 15 ticks, you make a 300 $400 within the same day. And for example, this is like your heating oil. Generally you have to use daily time frame, but even if you use daily time frame, even today it moved so much, right? It is nearly $600 $700. gain. So whenever there is a buy, for example, today we are getting a buy, even right, few few ticks also we can make huge gains with. So for these slow moving tickers, we will be using momentum bot on a 15-minute or right whichever time frame that particular ticker allows. Because this only allows daily, we have to go with. Again, this one mainly for your personal accounts, or whenever there is a buy or sell, suddenly the trend moves, and at that time we can use these UHO or natural gas or such type of tickers, or even NQ, ES, all those things we can use with momentum bot. So the major change we did is basically we added that target and stop loss. So you don't need to wait for a huge big movement, big change, uh, right? Even you can use them for day trading, not just for swing trading. So we have this timings, right? You can give, okay, from this time to this time you run it, and then you can enable, right, this many ticks my stop loss, this many ticks of profit, and you can select the ticker and just apply. So momentum can be used as a day trading, right? Not just swing strategy. You can also use it. If you're doing it on your individual accounts, then you can use it as a swing strategy. You can just uncheck this exit on session close. Then this may run for 3 days, 4 days. Your natural gas may keep going down, or heating oil may keep going up for next 3 4 days. Then you can make a huge 10,000, 15,000 profit with one contract. That is the potential with the momentum bot, right? Any questions on this one? Yeah, its a symbol is UHO. Now for spectrum and prism, they are mainly for NQ and ES, EMD, RTY for indices, whereas momentum is mainly for these tickers like natural gas or these ones. Right. When you see a stop loss, one is you change the time frame. Right. For everything, we have two time frames like, okay, 5 minute or 15 minute Heikinashi, or 5 minute or 3 minute. So you change the time frame. Even on the second one, also it hits a stop loss. You see that it is so flat or so choppy, then you can disable the bot for the day. But generally, when you change it, then in one time frame or other, it will make gains. Uh, Yeah, Spectrum don't run after 11 EST, right? That's what we told. Don't run after the time. Yeah, with the new update, you don't need custom trading hour setup. That is right. Yes, the machine should be up. Otherwise, right, if your laptop is shut down, then your strategy gets disabled and it won't take the trades. Yes, we are going to send the updated bots in a few minutes. Ramesh, after explaining about the fourth bot, I will run the back test for yesterday or day before yesterday. Let me. Uh, right, I hope all the new members know how to import a bot. Basically, let us say I want to, when we give the new files, if you have to import a bot, import the latest software, you have to go to tools. You have to click on remove. Once you click on remove, it will show all the existing software which is on your system. Right? For example, I let us say you have quantum. You can delete that, and then you can get the later, right? You have to remove the old files of that bot, and then you have to again go back to tools, import, and then you will select the files whichever you want, right? For example, I want to install this quantum. So you don't, right, you basically select the entire zip file. You don't need to extract your zip file and divide it and then import it. You just save the zip file onto your folder, and then you import that file. Now if you go back to one of the charts, let's remove this momentum strategy and let's look at. Again, quantum strategies, right? Because market is behaving a little range nowadays, right? It is not just so we updated some of these take profit and stop loss values because last week we saw that multiple times it went up, and before hitting the target profit again it came down and we lost. So we made some changes here, and also the start time and time they were already there, but basically we made some changes to these values based on the current market conditions. So you have to just click enabled, apply. Okay, so quantum is also good, mainly for uh, I forgot to click the enable button. So this is the long only strategy. Mainly it works for whenever market is moving up. But yeah, the only change we made is some UI level changes, and then uh, modified the percentage for target profit and stop loss, so that you can make gains whenever it is moving up instead of waiting for so much time. You can make consistent gains with the quantum algo. So these are the changes we made to the algos to make it a more user friendly, where you can look at these contents, remember, right, what candles we need to use, or what timings we need to use, right, on which account we are enabling, so that by mistake if you are doing it on a simulation, immediately you can go to strategies, and you can immediately just remove, and you say that, oh, instead of here I want to execute this here. right? So that's about the fourth algo. So you don't need to worry about yeah, you can just yeah, in the trading hours you will select use instrument settings. That's it. You don't need to create any trading hours now. So by default you have 5 minute Heiken-Ashi on Spectrum. Whenever there is some major event, some major news, I'll tell you in the chat, okay, right, change it to 15 minutes. Otherwise assume that market is in range, because when you use 5 minutes, if it is range market you make profits, if it is trending market also you'll make profits. But if you use 15 minutes, and if market is range, you will make losses. If market is only trending, if there is a big move up or down, you will make profits. So that's why you keep 5 minutes Heiken-Ashi as default for Prism, for Spectrum, and also Prism. If it needs a change, I'll let you know to change it to 15 minutes for Spectrum. Momentum takes both the shorts and also long positions. Only Quantum is one which only takes the long positions. Yeah, I'll send the right. If you go to Apex website, you will see all the information about. And also today, right? If you go to, so if you go to this particular link, ninjatrader.com, pricing margins, you can see that, okay, what are the different tickers, how much you need, right? For these currencies, how much you need. For heating oil, how much you need. For FGBL, there are a lot of things, right? For heating oil, it is like $2,000 on the first day you need. And then for micros, how much you need. You have all the information here. For natural gas, you need $10,000 initial, right? That is your on the first day, and on the second day you may need little more. So if you are closing on the same day, you need this much amount. So you have all this list, right? Whether indices or bonds or currencies, most of these are supported by Apex also. So if you go to, right, if you go to this particular website, you have information here, right? What is the point value? For example, you can see that for heating oil, each point is like $42,000. If it moves 1 point, you will make a 42,000 profit. But its tick value is only 0.0001. That means whenever it moves only this much. So even if it moves some 5 ticks like this, you will make nearly $1,000 profit. So whenever there is a buy or whenever there is a sell, there is a potential, right? Especially on momentum bot. That means whenever momentum is bullish, then you are getting a buy signal. And if it moves 5 ticks up or 5 ticks down, you may make $1,000 profit. So that is the advantage with these big tickers are good for momentum bot, where even a small move also we can make some nice profits, right? So you have many of these tickers like copper or palladium. There are lot more tickers where there is a potential. They don't have huge volume, but whenever they move, they will give nice gains. So for natural gas, it is $10,000. If it moves from 2.3 to 3.3, it used to be $10 some time back. It came all the way down to 2. Now from 2, it moved to 2.5. So if it moves 1 point, then it is $10,000 profit. Right? Generally during winter time, this natural gas, heating oil, there will be people will be using more and more electricity, and there will be these will be bullish, more bullish. even during peak summer or during winter. So yeah, you have all the tickers here. You can explore. You can do back testing. You can see which time, which parameters are working good, right? Because we don't want everyone to use the same values or everyone to use same parameters, right? If we all use the same thing, they may consider as 100% automation. We want to tweak it little bit here and there. So, but you have all the information here. You can just go and you have symbol, you have what is the tick size, if it moves that much, how much profit you make, or for 1 point how much profit you make. uh, any other questions? 3K evaluation should be done with your Apex account, not with the Sim 101, right? Simulation account is your Ninja Trader paper account. That is only for your setup, only for your initial practice, but you have to complete the evaluation on your Apex accounts. Okay, let me do some back testing. Ramesh want to see what is how NQ performed for 9-1. Okay, and going back here, and for spectrum, let's take NQ. Right, we want to see for September 1st. September 1st, I think it's a Friday before the long weekend. But yeah, we are basically giving this 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. We want to execute with 40 and 80 as our target and stop loss. You would have made approximately $2,000 profit. Ramesh, you might be doing something wrong, whether you might be missing Haikanashi or you might be not using the timing properly. But if we would have traded from this time to this time, approximately $2,000 profit, 72%. Right? That is the advantage with Spectrum bot, because for every candle it will take profits. After 4 5 candles, after 4 5 profits, you will have a change in direction. You will have one stop loss. Again, you will have 4 5 profits. Again, one stop loss. Again, 4 5 profits. So that is the best part with this Spectrum strategy, Spectrum bot. Uh, Right, you can do from trading hours, but a lot of users are making mistakes by enabling those trading hours. So that's where we thought this is more easy, because anyway, when you are enabling the strategy, anyway you will come to this window. So why not use that the right at the time? You can basically anyway you will go and click on strategies to enable the strategy. You have to do that. So at that time itself, you can also say that okay, from this time to this time, run it. Right, and also we are seeing some discrepancies with the results because of that trading hours. So that's where we thought like this might fix those issues. And if everybody is setting the similar parameter here, then we all should see similar results. Right, approximately, so, right, it will not be 100% exact same, but a minimum, yeah, it will be close, because all these are market orders. Right, whatever timings you see here are EST time zones, you have to change them to your respective time zone. So if it says 6 to 11, that is like 6 EST to 11 EST. You have to write, if I am in CST, I will change it to 5 and 10. Yes, your TP and this is configurable. You can change it, whatever profit and loss, right? Based on our back testing, we are giving you certain values, but it is up to you. You can change it. Some users are using 60, 80, although, right? Again, there is a risk of doing that, but somebody want to test it on sim accounts and you want to explore better, you are always welcome, right? On your evaluation or performance accounts, don't take a risk. Do it on simulation accounts, right? When you are anyway doing some enabling this one, also run on sim. You may get one free month access to all these algos if you find some better values, better parameters, which is giving consistent gains. This should be system time zone, right? Whatever time you are using, that should be the system. If you are using VPS, you have to see like where your VPS is located. Whatever is the VPS time showing, you have to use that, based on that you have to use the time. Yes, you have to follow that recommended trading hours from the Excel sheet. Okay, if someone has questions, you can ask them. Yeah, Ashish, tell me what is your question.
Thank you, Kishore, for letting me ask the question. My main question is, right, we regularly have this stop loss and profit, right, for one particular candle. Now, let's say that because we are running it overnight and all that, right, can I have a total profit? Like, let's say I have an NQ running with the 40 and 80 stop loss, right? After the total profit for that strategy, let's say reaches 500, I want to disable that bot automatically, like strategy automatically. Or if there is a 500 stop loss that is made, I want to disable the bot to disable it. Is there a plan to in future to enable such kind of parameters?
We will see in future, right? For now, I think, right, if you, because each user may have different requirement, and when it is giving more than 500 or 1000, why you want to restrict, right? We never know whether 500 or so that maybe, yeah, after we have maybe 2 3 months of data, if we think like on average we are making $500 with NQ overnight, we can set a parameter that okay, once after $500 disable the strategy automatically, something like that. Yeah, but yeah, future we can add it to future enhancements.
Yeah, the suggestion is based on not to go for a huge profit, but to take small gains every day and to get a consistent profit.
Right,
Like let's say, right, in the trending markets, if I get two consecutive profit trades, I'm happy with those $400. So in that case, I don't want to basically run it for the whole day. I can I can take those $400 and then don't run that strategy for the rest of the day. Similarly, if that is a choppy day and if I hit two losses and I'm $400, I will better not to trade on that day. Like we usually have this trading rule. Similarly, if you can make it configurable for the bots to make those rules based on everyone's trading plan, probably that will be like appreciated.
yeah, sure, we can put it in the list, enhancement list, and we can do so whichever we think are very very important and more useful for majority of the users. We are trying to implement them, and we will add it to the bucket list. And
Yeah,
right,
thank you.
this type of setting will basically make you consistent gains, right? Because you will have 3 4 profits, one stop loss, 3 4 profits, one stop loss. So you are on general, if we use the right timings, most of the time we are ending in gains with this strategy.
And one more question: does Prison has a trailing stop loss?
No, we don't. Right, the trailing stop loss is giving performance issues and other errors. So we removed that trailing stop loss and made this right. Basically, we have.
Okay, and one final question. I have observed that the Heikinashi implementation on TradingView and Ninja platform is different. Does
Right.
it impact the execution of your bots?
No, it won't. We coded
Okay.
everything on Ninja. We are not using trading view signals, right? Everything is coded on Ninja, so it won't impact anything.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kishore.
Yeah. Hey, Ramesh, please go ahead. Ramesh, do you have a question?
Hey, sure. Which ticker is Prism best suited for?
NQ?
Spectrum, right? Or
Both for Prism and Spectrum, NQ is the number one.
okay, okay, but for CL or GC?
They right, those are generally sudden. Right, today we saw how CL moved 3 points suddenly. Right, just
Right.
in news. Otherwise, it will be very choppy. Suddenly, there will be a news. It moves. So they are little risky because right within that 1 minute it made a 2 point move, 3 point move. If you are on the other side, algo will wait for the candle close. If you are on the right side, then you may make huge profit. Or if you use momentum bot, it may make huge profit. But if you are on the scalping bot and suddenly there is such a big move within a minute, it was also a risky. So that's the problem with CLGC, where they will be choppy. Suddenly there will be a big move.
Okay. One more question. So one of my EA account is uh, like 200 away from getting busted, right? So is there a way to salvage that, or better to get another one?
Go slow with MNQs, right? Use this strategy, right? Maybe
Micros, okay.
yeah, micros, and this during night time it will work as long as you don't put a stop loss. It will right 90% of the time we are observing that it goes in one direction. So just with micros, slowly you can build that, and one good trending day you can make some nice gains.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah. Brahma Garu?
Kishore Garu, I have a quick question regarding the strategies in the bot. I was a little bit confused after this meeting. Whatever right now I have is different than what we discussed. Can you share my screen?
No, I'll be giving these files to you. You have to remove the existing files and you will import these latest files.
But whatever right now I have that strategies for Prism, is it wrong or
No, it is not wrong because some users are making some mistakes with selecting the time frames and other things. So we added some functionality here and we are giving it to you.
but right now, I have the trailing stop loss is 40 ticks for the Prism. And I have the enabled trailing stop loss is checked and
Right.
trailing
So
stop loss
yesterday,
is
for
just
example,
stopping.
yesterday, right, trailing stop loss, it went up and it hit the trailing stop loss, right? Without if we had a target and stop loss, it would have made profits yesterday with Prism. That's what we observed. So instead of trailing stop loss, we made it as target profit and stop loss.
Okay, what is the current configurations? Can you please explain me one more time for the Prism?
Right. Basically, you will be giving these values. Right. I'll send that Excel file. So you use the Excel file and you basically put those values. Right.
Okay. I need to take the latest Prism bot now.
You're right. Yeah. I will send the latest Prism files. You have to take them and
And this file also?
yeah, this file also I'll send the latest one.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else has any other questions? Spectrum is mainly for right your day trading or US hours, and Prism is mainly for overnight trading. They have a little different logic, but mainly that is the major difference. Right, with scalping algos, trailing stop loss, right? Because if it has to calculate the trailing stop loss for every tick, it will have a lot of, because this NQ it moves for every second, it moves 10 to 20, 30, 40 ticks or 50 ticks. So that calculating that for every tick, if you have a standard stop loss, that is easy, or standard target, it is easy to remember that. But if the price keeps on moving every second or millisecond, the trailing stop loss, it will impact the overall performance of the algo, and your trades may not be getting executed at the right time, or there might be, right, especially if you have old laptops, old processors, it will add more risk. So that's where we thought, like, right, instead of trying to make profits, it might reduce the performance and it might increase losses more. So we removed the trailing stop loss and kept a target, because this target and right, with scalping, it is working very good. You have a target, you have a stop loss, and then it will easily hitting the target. Whenever you have a buy, it definitely, we know NQ will move minimum 10 points, ES will move minimum 3-4 points whenever there is a buy, or whenever there is a sell, we know that it will go down 10 points, or it will go down 3-4 points. So having a target is better rather than just having a trail stop loss, uh, that is creating or performance issues, or delayed order execution. So NQ is the best ticker for both Prism and Spectrum. Prism, 5 minutes is the right time frame which you can use as default for overnight. Right. Yeah. On PA or EA accounts, it is okay. You hit the stop loss as long as your account doesn't hit the overall stop loss. You are good. Right. Nobody can make all successful trades, but as long as you are making green at the end of that, that is what the prop firms will see. Anyone has any other questions? Yeah, Maurya, tell me.
Yeah, hi Kishore. So, if I want to take options based on the chart or based on the buy or sell signal, so I need to take the option at buy and then sell it at the sell, or
Right. Yeah. If ES is giving a buy signal,
Mhm.
especially between 9 to 11 or from 2 to 3 p.m.,
Mhm.
then you will buy SPY calls. If it
Okay,
is giving a sell signal, you will buy SPY puts.
okay, and it should be on 5-minute Iconish.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Ed Kundali.
Hello.
Yeah.
We told that Prism you need to have only target profit, no need of stop loss.
That is right. Yeah.
And you told that a TP should be 60 instead of earlier we have a 80 or
Right.
something. So
Now, earlier we used to have 40
we don't
as
have.
40 as
Yeah,
TP and 80 as stop loss. Now we'll keep it as 60 and yeah, 60 as TP.
TP, no stop loss, right, for this.
Right.
But the question is, without stop loss, I don't know the logic behind how it works. Like if there is reversal, if there is a downtrend, right? Example, in the
Immediately it
night.
will take the other side trade, right? It is not like only long only. If it is
Okay,
reversing,
it
it
will.
will immediately, right? That will become your stop loss. If sudden change is
Okay,
there, it will take a short
okay.
position, you'll make profits on the short side.
Okay. Because normally it won't happen in case of a spectrum or something where it will hit the stop loss, then it will take a uh, most of the time it will take a stop loss, then it will take a shell position from the long.
Right. Here also, right, we may have a loss whenever the trend changes or direction changes, we may have a loss,
Mm-hmm.
but again, we'll start making profits on the other side.
Okay, but we do without stop loss, it will calculate and it will take the position change.
Right. Yeah. The algo
Okay,
will
okay,
automatically take the other side of the trade.
okay. Though Excel sheet you will be sharing with the 60, right? That
Right.
would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Praveen, do you have a question?
Yeah, Kishore, Algos have the time schedules inbuilt, or whatever the schedules you mentioned in the sheet, we have to follow those.
You have to just follow those, right? Again, you go to the strategy and you will change the time frame with that.
Oh, based on the time. Okay. So
Right.
this time is based on EST or
Right. Whatever you see is based on EST. So you
EST.
will change it corresponding to your time zone. Or based on the Excel sheet, right? You will open the Excel sheet.
Yeah, based on the Excel sheet, right? Okay. So if we give the time, like for example, morning 9 to 11 AM, right? 9 AM to 11 AM EST. If we give that time, so automatically after 11, it won't take any.
Right. That is right. Yeah. It won't take any trades after that.
Oh,
That's all right, Praveen?
yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. If there are no other questions, I'll be sending these files. I'll put them in the Google Drive and then I'll share the drive link one more time. So you all can, right? You can start removing the existing, right? As long as you don't have any open positions, you can just remove the existing files and then you can upload the latest software or latest bot files based on whatever plans you have. You can upload them. Right. Thanks everyone. Again, Prism for
Kishore,
1
one
or 2
last
days.
question. Kishore, one last question. So in case with Spectrum, can we enable in the night and keep it, or it's not viable advice to?
No, not advised because right, Prism is for overnight. For Spectrum, you better start after 5 a.m.
Oh, okay, yeah, thank you.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, Mahesh, do you have a question? Mahesh?
Hello?
Yeah, Mahesh,
Hello,
please.
Kishore, can you, yeah. With the new times enabled, right? The bot is going to close the existing position, right, at the end of the session.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, is there any new check that we need to do, or is it automatic?
It is auto, right? It is by default, it is already enabled.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
And it won't close the positions for that session, right? If anything is open by that time.
It will be closed by that, as soon as it hit the timing, it will close it, because that is the end of the session by the
Right.
with the time parameters, right? So it will close it.
Okay, Zeta session project.
Right.
Yeah, whether it hit the profit or loss, whatever it is, it will close it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Gopalji. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So we defined all those time intervals like specific for nights and mornings and evenings. So with these new strategies, these new versions, we are defining the time on strategy level. What will happen to those intervals? Like if we have time frame on chart level, which will override, like which will be like
Whatever you define here, it will override the other ones. So, right, basically for Spectrum, you have one is night time and one is morning. So you just before sleeping or in the evening, you will enable for the night time. And before sleeping, again, you can enable for the next day. For most of the other things, it is just one straight window. So once you enable it, then it will execute during that strategies. Only for Spectrum, we have 2 windows.
I joined late, so for Spectrum, I'm not sure like what is the UI change, but if you put time frame on chart and then can you leave this start and time empty on this strategy, or we have to define it here, and it has to be in sync with the chart level time frames.
Oh, it has to be, yeah, in sync. Otherwise, it may not execute the trades.
So which will take like precedence? Displays.
If you define something here, this will take the preference over the other.
Is checkbox enabled? So if we uncheck that checkbox,
Yeah, then it will take, if you have trading hours, then it will take that one.
then it will take from the chart.
Right.
Otherwise, it will take the precedence. Okay.
So anyone else has any other questions?
So as we removed that trailing stop loss for Prism, we introduced this TP and SL.
Right, yeah, because we are making a consistent gains with the TP and SL concept rather than trail stop loss is only when you have a big move, we'll make profits, but market is mainly in the range. So the TP and SL is a better strategy now rather than having just a trail stop loss.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine. Maybe there was some performance hit, but I thought like trailing SL is a better approach, but that's fine. So this calculation for TP and SL again, I wanted to confirm it. Like it's on candle close or it's on tick change.
This is on the tick chart. This TP and SL is based on the ticks.
So in any case, the loss will not exceed to this stop loss,
That is right, yeah.
even if there is sudden fall or sudden
Right,
rise.
right, yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Do we need to enable the stop loss for the Prism or no?
You don't need to, because especially during night times, it will be only one side move most of the time. So even if it goes on the other direction, immediately algo will change to the short side from long or long to short. So basically that gap between it moving from upside to downside, that is your stop loss.
So if algo is taking care of that reversal, do we have any parameter like what can be the maximum loss?
Again, right, we are using smaller time frames, so you don't expect that it moving huge 100 300 400 point drop before the candle closes, or as soon as the candle closes, if it sees that market is going other direction, it will immediately take the other side.
Okay. But still there is no fixed stop loss. Like
Right. Again, right, that's what, based on back testing, what we observed is there are very rare scenarios where it goes in the other side. Mostly it will slowly start going up or slowly start going down in the London hours. Then US will again do the opposite side of it, or yeah. Any other questions? Hi MK, do you have a question?
Hi, Kishore.
Yeah.
Kishore, the cell phone login I tried, but it is disconnecting my laptop login Rhythmic.
There is a setting in the Rhythmic homepage. I think.
You showed me, but that on the market
Right.
data
Yeah,
and
market data should be off.
yeah, yeah, I did that. You told me that day itself we did it, but it is still disconnecting. Is there any other parameter do I need to set it?
No, there is nothing else. Basically,
Just log it, put the login details there, then
right.
data off.
That's it. Yeah.
It should not disconnect, you mean, correct?
It should not disconnect your, yeah.
I'll try again, Kishore. Thank you.
Sure. If there are no other questions, thanks everyone for joining in. Hope you all got like what are the changes and how it will help you. And yeah, well, right, for 1 or 2 days you can just run with the micros or with the sim on the Prism, and once you gain confidence, then you can start using for your evaluation or performance accounts. But back testing gave good results. When we kept the right, yesterday also it ran well, but it hit the stop loss and it met the targets. So that's where we introduce this TP and SL instead of TSL. Yeah, we'll again discuss tomorrow for any other questions or anything. Good night, everyone.
when is new versions will be available, like on Google Drive?
Next
Today
15, next 15 minutes, yeah. Yeah, I'll send the Google Drive link with all the latest files. Good night, everyone. Thank you.